Can you make some Kool-Aid?
I gotta make it.
That's what I just said. Hello, everybody. So, if you hear dogs barking, cars, and all of that jazz, that is because I am sitting on my back porch doing this live. It is entirely too hot in my house. After cooking dinner, it just got way too hot. So I decided to sit outside where it's at least halfway cool, much cooler than it is inside my house. So I'm sitting outside enjoying what's left of the beautiful weather before it gets crappy again. Hi, Jody. So I apologize if you hear all the background noise. My dogs are out here, and I live in the city, so there's cars and noise and stuff like that. So if it gets to be too much, let me know, and I will go inside and deal with the unbearable heat that is in there right now. But tonight we are going to talk about the full moon. I've got there's so much to the full moon. It's pretty well impossible to cover everything about the full moon. But I'm gonna cover some bits here and there. And I have some book suggestions for you guys as usual. But I'm going to go ahead and get started so we're not doing this forever. My battery's down to about halfway, so I don't want to end up having a dead battery on you guys halfway through this. So, to a lot of people, one of the most important moon phases is the full moon. It is one of the most powerful moon, in my opinion. Hi, Tanessa. Some of the full moon magic, some of the magic that you can work includes love magic, healing magic, protection, intuition, dream magic, connecting with the gods and goddesses, your ancestors, reaching your fullest potential. Water magic is great to do during the full moon, as well as divination. About 15 days after the new moon is when the full moon first appears. At this point, the moon is on the opposite side of the earth from the sun, so she rises around sunset and sets around dawn. The sun shines fully on her face, and tides are at their extremes again. You'll see my husband walking in and out as well. My apologies. Not really. Where was I? The sun shines fully on her face, and tides are at their extremes again. Some may sense the pull of the sun from one direction and the moon from the opposite, and their energy will feel a bit scattered. I know Crystal prefers the new moon over the full moon. Everybody's energy is different. I like every phase of the moon, to be honest. There's not... Now, the retrogrades, that's a completely different story. The retrogrades are not my friend. The moons, on the other hand, they definitely are. I love doing moon magic. And there's different types of magic to do for each type of moon phase. And those bells that you hear is the Catholic Church that is just on the other side of the block from me. They annoy the living crap out of me, but the church itself is gorgeous. Okay, back to what I was saying. This is a good time to try out forms of divination such as scrying, tarot, pendulums, oracle. A lot of people like to get their spirit boards, their Ouija boards out during the full moon. You want to reflect on your goals your feelings, and matters that have to do with relationships and family. The full moon is also good for transformations, psychic abilities, strength, as I mentioned before, love, power, and then fertility is also a great one for the full moon. Full moon is an excellent time to cleanse, purify, and charge your crystals. I talked about that during my crystals live that I did a couple of weeks ago. You want to lay them out so that the moonlight can hit them. If you can do so outside and leave safely outside, leave them outside. If not, put them on a windowsill that catches the moonlight, or as I mentioned before, you can put them on the dash of your car. Or if some of us don't have big enough dash, I guess you could put some in the dash of your car. You could put some on the windowsills. You could put some outside. Put them wherever they will fit. But don't just stop at your crystals. You can cleanse and purify all of your magical tools as well during any of the moon phases. Use your intent. It'll soak up the moonlight, and you'll have your tools charged just as though your crystals would be charged. As the full moon passes, the time arrives to put the finishing touches on what you have been doing and get ready for the quieter time to come. Some things to enjoy during this time are art, listen to music. If you've argued with someone but don't feel the issues are really vital, it's time to make up with them. If you live near the sea, the full moon is a wonderful time to visit the shoreline. You can, if it's safe to do so and you have permission to do so, build a small fire and collect some pieces of driftwood to build your fire. And as you lay each piece onto the fire, add a wish. Once the fire is burning nicely, cast offerings into the flame as gifts to the moon goddess, such as herbs, flowers, and leaves. Then you can sit and just watch as the fire burns. If you don't live near the sea, you could turn this into a visualization for a full moon meditation. You can also do this in your backyard if you have a little fire ring in your backyard. Granted, you may not have access to driftwood, but any type of kindling that you would have, same type of premise. As you add each piece, you're adding in wishes, and then you are giving offerings, casting offerings into the flames of herbs, flowers, leaves. I like to take bay leaves and write wishes on bay leaves and throw them into the fire. So that's an idea too, if you don't live near the sea and able to do that on the beach. Okay, so the most powerful moon of all, as I stated, is the full moon. It's a time of spiritual and psychic activity. It's the best time for any kind of magic, whether it's performing an abundance charm or binding a toxic relationship. It's time to gather your people and give yourself space to feel, dive deep, and celebrate. You can perform abundance magic at this time or focus on releasing, starting your spell on the full moon and leaking it into the days following the full moon is waning, and you're able to more fully release. The full moon is a perfect time to celebrate or renew commitments. Think of it as the party moon. Some people like to anyways. If you're an empath or energetically sensitive, then you will probably feel the full moon energy the most. I am an empath, and I usually feel the full moon energy the most. When we had the pink moon, my husband and I were on our way back from my mom and dad's house. And before the moon, hi Lindsay, before the moon was real high up in the sky, I was literally driving on Route 30 coming back towards our home, and it popped up out of nowhere. I didn't even realize it. I just caught a glimpse of it out of the corner of my eye, and it was gigantic. It was huge. I could see, it was almost like I could see all the little imperfections of the moon just by looking at it, and it was absolutely beautiful. You could see I'm pretty sure it was the pink moon that was the last full moon for this month. You could see the pink tint to the moon, and it was just freaking amazing. My husband kept trying to get pictures of it, but between driving, the motion of the car, on top of the higher the moon rose, the more it got covered by some clouds, and it was a little difficult to get some good pictures of it. So we didn't end up getting any really good pictures of it. But the entire drive home, I just kept watching that moon, waiting for it to peek back out from behind those clouds. It was definitely a beautiful moon. Okay. Any and all kinds of magic are appropriate during the full moon. You can make a honey jar for abundance, or a sweet jar to sweeten somebody's sourpuss ass. As for making a honey jar, whether it be for abundance or if you are making a jar to sweeten somebody, sweeten their demeanor. I could probably use some better wording there, but you would add in honey, herbs, and other correspondences that work with what you're manifesting, and that goes with any other spell too. Or if you want to recharge and honor yourself, you can also perform self-love magic or take a ritual bath. So a little bit of scientific info on the full moon is the full moon occurs approximately 29.53 days on about the 14th to the 17th lunar day, when the entire moon is visible from Earth because it is on the opposite side of the Earth from the sun. If the moon passes through the Earth's shadow during this time, a lunar eclipse will occur. This happens every few months, though it is visible in any given location much less frequently. My husband says that there's supposed to be a full eclipse. When did you say?
May 8th.
May 8th of this year. But I think I saw something on Facebook that it wasn't until next year that we were supposed to have a total lunar total eclipse. So I'm looking forward to that. The last eclipse that I saw, I was living in Cleveland at the time, and it went pitch black. Everything was black, and me and my ex at the time went driving around downtown Cleveland, and it was quite eerie, actually, driving around in complete darkness. I'm gonna do some research on that, Lindsay, to find out for sure, because I want to know when it is, because I very well may do a live with the group, either in Unseen or in Witch's Owl, and maybe do a little group spell when we have the eclipse. So he just pulled it up on his phone. Sunday, May 15th, 2022 is a lunar eclipse. Total lunar eclipse will take place on May 16th, the first of two total lunar eclipses in 2022. A second eclipse will happen on November 8th. The eclipse will be a dark one, with the northern tip of the moon passing through the center of the Earth's shadow. This is the first central eclipse of Saros Series 131. Well then, there you have it. May 22nd, lunar eclipse. So, I'm going to talk to the ladies about that. And what day what is that day is that on?
May 16th.
The day. I will talk to the ladies, and it's on a Monday, and see what we can figure out as far as doing some type of group spell for the lunar eclipse. I think that would be a whole lot of fun. Speaking of that, we've probably got another group, our monthly healing spell, coming up for Witch's Owl Exchange, and I will be leading that one here within the next few weeks, I do believe. Hello, Kirsten. I saw you hopped on. Not sure if you're still here. Just wanted to say hi. So yeah, definitely mark your calendars for that. I will screenshot that and send it to me so I don't forget, please. And I will get with the ladies about that and see what we can. Holy crap, I thought I saw a big bug crawling across my pillar back there behind me. Sorry guys, I'm losing it. No worries, I just wanted to say hi. I seen that you popped on. Okay. Now back to some moon magic talk. Jody, when is the next crone meeting? I don't have my calendar right in front of me. It's going to happen, though. I think a group spell for the total lunar eclipse. Gotcha. That'll be perfect. I'll talk with Crystal about it beforehand as well, but we will definitely plan something for that lunar eclipse on the 16th. Okay, so some full moon folklore. A child born on the day of the full moon will have a long, healthy, and prosperous life. If you fall ill on the day of the full moon, you may be sick for a long time. Starting a business on the day of the full moon will bring you luck. Sleeping outdoors under a full moon was once believed to put you in danger of becoming either blind or insane. That must be what happened to me. I must have slept underneath the full moon when I was a kid because I'm a little cray-cray. Don't tell nobody. The full moon is considered an appropriate time for all magic related to divination, scrying, protection, releasing, banishing, and overcoming obstacles. It is also the most appropriate time to honor, petition, evoke, or invoke lunar deities and mother goddesses. The night of the full moon is the esbat of many witchcraft traditions. The night of the full moon is an excellent time for divination and scrying, as mentioned before. This is a great time to make moon water. Look at the full moon and jingle the coins in your pocket to increase your wealth. That is just some folklore. It's nothing really fact or myth about any of that, just some folklore. So, colors associated with the full moon are blue, white, yellow, and orange. Some of the full moon herbs, oils, and incenses are frankincense, sandalwood, rose, cedar, juniper berry, hyssop, myrtle, orange, rosewood, tangerine, tea tree, yarrow, sage, anise, blue lotus. What was that? Oh. Poppy, cabbage, jasmine, moonflower, mugwort, willow, violet, yerba santa, and ginger. Working with the full moon has many benefits and will enhance your spiritual practice in many ways. Working with herbs that are specifically linked to the full moon on the full moon will give any full moon ritual a gigantic boost of power. What you do, what did you just laugh at? What you do with the full moon ritual herbs is up to you and your creativity. Do your research and see what herbs are edible and non-edible. And as always, be safe when you are messing with any herbs or any oils, any of that. You can drink full moon teas, use herbs to dress candles for candle rituals, bathe in the full moon herbs that are safe on the skin, and many, many, many other things. Some full moon crystals would be moonstone, obviously, selenite, quartz, black tourmaline, obsidian, amber, rose quartz, and opal. I want to touch on the full moons of each month and what they are. Really, Kitty? What they are called. This is Athena. This is the little kitty that my husband rescued 2 years ago. We've had her.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 years ago, he rescued her. She's a fuzzy, furry, white little brat. This is the one that he bottle fed. She was about 3 weeks old when he found her. We bottle fed her, and we had to teach her how to use the bathroom, whole nine. But I chose to name her Athena because she's a little warrior. She's a fighter. She has been attached to my husband ever since he brought her home. She enjoys being outside more than she does inside. We bring her in when it's cold out, but she loves being outside. This is his little baby. She's a brat.
Hey, baby. What are you doing? I won't bless her. You're right. Okay.
She said, nope.
She don't want smoke.
All right. So again, I want to touch on each month's full moon and what it is called. So January, they have the cold moon. January's cold moon is one that falls when the nights are still dark and long. It's a time of year when many people feel a bit off kilter as we adjust our bodies to the chillier temperatures. In some magical traditions, it's a good month to work on developing the inner self, connecting with the deities of our paths, and focusing on self-discovery and awareness. January, February, December, January, February are the months that you hunker down and you focus on inner workings for yourself, connecting with your deities on a deeper level, because you don't have, those are the months where, and if you think about it, this is when everybody is inside. There's not any planting to do. There's not any feasts to prepare aside from your Sabbats or your holidays. It's just a time when you do a lot of self-reflection during those months. February is the quickening moon. February is a season of bone-chilling cold in many areas, yet because of its proximity to the coming spring, it's also a season of quickening. New life and conception are taking place in anticipation of the warming of the earth, and magical rituals this month often focus on new beginnings and plans for the future. March is the storm moon. March comes in like a lion, and in many areas, we never know what it's going to do. We could have bright sunshine one afternoon and be snowed in by the next morning. Use this month to celebrate balance, rebirth, and renewal. And Ohio is much like that. It could be 70 degrees and sunny, and then the next day we have a blizzard. Like this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, it's been in the 80s, and starting tomorrow, I think we've got a 90% chance of rain, and then the temperatures are going to drop back down into the 50s and then into the 30s overnight. I'm over it. I want my nice weather all the time. April is the wind moon, sometimes called the seed moon. April is a month of pending rebirth. As the earth and soil prepare for new life to sprout, watch as the natural world around you begins to change. Look for buds and blossoms to start appearing. This is the season to stop talking about what you want to do someday and make it happen. May is the flower moon. May is a time of fertility, passion, and lust. Beltane. It's the month to sow that which you hope to reap later on. In May, focus on magic related to careers and jobs. If you've thought about changing jobs or even entering a new career field, this is a good time to do it. Expand your horizons this month. June is the strong sun moon. June is full of long, light-filled days, and the nights are short and warm. This month's magical workings are perfect for maintaining and enhancing things you already have. Let your garden and your heart blossom and bloom this month, and focus on things that will improve your spirit and nurture your relationships. July is known as the blessing moon. July's moon, also known as the meadow moon, is a time to work on divination, dream work, and meditation. Count your blessings this month and think about what you can do to bring more of them into your life. August is the corn moon. This is the month of Lammas also. It is a month associated with the grain harvest. It's no surprise then that the corn moon is a time to focus on harvesting that which you have already planted. But don't forget, it's important to set some of your harvest aside for the coming winter months. That's kind of what I was trying to get to when I was talking about January. The fall months, they are cutting the fields down and preparing everything for storage, so you can hunker down in those winter months and just focus on you and your inner self and connecting deeper with your deities and your magical workings. September is the harvest moon. In September, the fields are full of bounty and abundance. He's got that I don't know how to say it, that wacky tobacco, I guess. That's what's causing him to cough up a lung there, Jody.
It's not COVID.
Yeah, it's COVID, he says.
No, it's not COVID.
I lost my train of thought there. September, the harvest moon. In September, the fields are full of bounty and abundance, and it's a season to celebrate hearth and home. She said, I knew that. Brew up some comfort food, begin storing your harvest for the winter, and settle in for a month of Thanksgiving. October, my birth month. The blood moon, coming right before Samhain, the blood moon of October reminds us that that winter is coming and the nights are getting colder. It's the dark half of the year, and the veil between our world and the spirit world is the thinnest. Focus on divination, communication with your ancestors, and psychic messages. My favorite month of the year. Not just because it's my birthday, but Samhain is my favorite Sabbath, besides Yule. November is the morning moon, MOURNING, not like AM morning. In some of the early Celtic societies, November was considered the beginning of the new year since it followed Samhain, and Samhain is actually supposed to be the start of the witch's new year. So why not use this month to shed your bad habits, toxic relationships, and get a fresh start? Work on developing and strengthening your connection with the divine as well. When is Samhain for you, Jody? Is it the same for you over there in Australia, that Samhain is the beginning of the witch's year for you too? Excuse me. December is the long night's moon. As the days get shorter in December, we force ourselves to get through the darkness. Now is a good season for spiritual alchemy. time to evaluate your life and know that you'll survive the dark times. If you've already put the darkness behind you, take your good fortune and share it with others. So that's the gist of what I have written for you guys in regards to the full moon. May 1st is Jody Samhain. Whoops. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I want to pull my books out here. So I have this one. This one is, I think, a must-have for anybody who likes doing spells at the new moon or at any of the moons. This is the complete book of moon spells. This is by Michael Herkes, Rituals, Practices, and Potions for Abundance. So this one, I think, and it's full of different types of spells that you can do. Shows you the moon phases here on the top, the best time to do them. Attracting a lover. The 12 months moon is cool. And here it's also got the months with the names of the moon, what it's named after, and some magical attributes or magical efforts to focus on during those. The days of the week is in here, and what planetary ruler is, the planetary symbol, and its corresponding energy. It's got the cycles and the phases of the moon listed here as well. This is why I do this. I have books on almost everything that I teach you guys. I will have books to recommend for you guys. I am a freaking nerd when it comes to books, and my collection has massively grown. It is continually growing. So I will always have book recommendations for you guys. I just wanted to read in here what this description in this book says about the full moon. It says the full moon is the most glorified phase of the moon. It is a full climax of energy and has been a central focus of folklore and worship. It is common for witches and other members of the magical community to take this time to celebrate the glory of the moon and draw down lunar abundance into themselves. This phase is perfect for magical work that amplifies your intentions while also reflecting and magnifying beauty and grace. Just like the new moon, it is commonly said that there are 3 days of the full moon. While the exact full moon phase lasts only a brief second to our eyes here on Earth, it appears that the moon is full for a total of 3 days, which is the truth. You can do your moon magic up to 3 days after the full moon, or after any phase of the moon. If you want to utilize full moon energy but have a conflicting schedule on the actual night of it, you will still be able to utilize its energy the day before and the day after. So this is definitely a book I would recommend. It's, like I said, it's got the different types of spells in here that you can do for the different moon phases. New moon divination ritual, a job seeking spell, authenticity spell, Richcraft prosperity spell, better communication spell, to go or stay pendulum spell, pivot spell, half moon, lavender latte. Ooh. Self-love celebration. We all need a little self-love. Crystal. Moon matcha. Honoring a relationship or friendship. pay it forward spell, forgive someone who has wronged you. So there's a bunch of different types of spells in here. Freeze bad habits. That's one of my favorite spells to do. Freezer spells. Witch's ladder for protection. So yes, I suggest this one. I also have this one. It's by Diane Ahlquist. It is moon spells, how to use the moon phase, the phases of the moon to get what you want. That is this one. At any given moment, the moon shines down on half of the world. Now, through the magic of moon spells, you can learn how to use its energies to achieve your desire, whether it's a joyful romance, a successful career, or superb physical and mental and emotional health. Magical practitioner Diane Ahlquist guides you on a journey to attuning your life with the moon. You'll be amazed at how much more you can achieve in life when you synchronize your activities with the moon's phases. With the proper use of candles, gemstones, and incense, spells can be conducted at exactly the right lunar moment to enhance the flow of power and make your wishes come true. By practicing the spells in this book, you can be more successful more often when you want to get a pay raise, release your fears, attract a lover, receive divine messages, begin a new life, move on after a loss. So this one too has a bunch of different spells in it. Tells you which moon phase, which day of the week to use, the incense, gemstones, types of music to use, affirmations to state, which direction you want to face, all the materials that you'll need. Let's see here. Has the interpretations of candle colors, incense and fragrances for particular things such as health, careers, women's issues, men's issues, spirituality, love. Talks again about charging your crystals, making moon water, magical enhancements, creating a moon circle, how to cast a circle, tree magic, again, the days of the week with the ruling planets, the lunar calendar. Here it shows a pretty good pictorial of the lunar calendar for the month. This book says for the full moon, the moon's most powerful phase when we see her entire illuminated face. This is a time of fulfillment, activity, increased psychic ability for perfecting ideas, getting your act together, celebrations, or renewing commitments to people or objects. The best time for spells of any kind. So this is recommendation number 2. Number 3 is Vicky Osei, Full Moon Magic for 2022, harnessing the power of the moon using witchcraft crystals and astrology. This is one I just recently purchased that I like. It reads more like a book versus a spell book. I don't see many spells in here. Talks about different types of herbs again, the candle colors, tools, your altar spaces, correspondences. In this book, I have provided the date of the full moon in Pacific Standard Time for each month. I have also provided the sign the moon will be transitioning into during that month, alongside helpful astrological advice for that week. for both the collective readers and those born under that moon sign. So be sure to check your birth chart online. Your moon sign represents your emotional body, how you connect with others, and your inner secrets. The full moon is the perfect middle of the lunar cycle and is the time when your power will be at its apex. All of the lunar energy growing and gathering during the cycle reaches its fullest potential during the full moon. Both the moon's energy and your energy will be at their fullest. The full moon is the time when your magic will come to fruition. Spells, rituals, intentions, and manifestations that you put into place during the earlier stages of the lunar cycle will be in full effect during the full moon. This is also a time to look to the future and plan for new spells and rituals to come, harnessing the power of the full moon to set a strong foundation. Much as your power and energy heighten during the full moon, your emotions will heighten as well. The full moon is a time of life, vibrancy, and passion. Happiness, joy, and even anger will feel more potent during this phase of the lunar cycle. The combination of your powerful emotions and the full moon's powerful energy means your spell casting will be at its strongest. Manifestation is potent during the full moon, and its energies can help turn dreams into reality. The full moon also strengthens rituals for power and divination, and psychic energies grow stronger as the moon reaches its apex. Tap into streams of insight, thoughts, and psychic power to hone your divination and clairvoyance. Spells empowered by the full moon include the following: luck, self-confidence, insight into your inner self, clarity of vision, wisdom, truth, spiritual and psychic power, and cleansing. The full moon is also the perfect time to create moon water and charge your crystals. Both of these are excellent ways to harness the full moon's energy, storing it so you can utilize this potent spiritual power during different lunar phases. The full moon is unsurprisingly associated with the element of water. Feminine energies, passion, emotions, and cleansings are all aspects of both water and the full moon. The unconscious mind and its power are another aspect of the element of water, which makes sense given the full moon's affinity toward powerful manifestation. West is the corresponding direction of water. This direction is good for cleansing, forgiveness, and boosting confidence and self-esteem. Spells for confidence and cleansing rituals will have an extra boost if said while facing a western direction during the full moon. See, that's a little bit of information I was not aware of. The time of day most powerful for spell casting during a full moon is dusk, a time of transition and transformation. Water is also associated with the color blue, aquatic animals like dolphins or fish, and the season of autumn. Just as a full moon marks the transition between waxing and waning, water and autumn are also associated with transformation, evolution, and change. Again, you can see the connection between the full moon and change. When casting spells regarding the aspects of the water element, such as the subconscious, the occult, adulthood, emotions, and other full moon spells, utilize water within your rituals. So that's another, I guess you could say, reason to make full moon water or make any type of moon water. I haven't gotten a chance to read this one, but just from that little excerpt about the full moon, this seems like it would be a good one. And then the last book that I have for you guys before I give you, I have a full moon oil recipe for you guys. I have a full moon balm for pulse points recipe for you guys, and then I have a full moon incense and moon magic bath salt recipe that I want to share with you guys for the interactive portion. I'm not actually making them. I'm just going to give you guys the recipes for them. So get a pen and a piece of paper handy if you want those recipes when I get to them. Be just a second. So the last book that I have is Moon Astrology, Using the Moon's Signs and Phases to Enhance Your Life by Teresa Del Bridge. That is this book here. Let me see. This one tells you the things to avoid, things to do. There's all kinds of information in this one. Talks about your the astrological signs here in the front of the book. The full moon is a time for celebration, enjoyment, and a little bit of excess. Your energies will probably be at their peak, and you may be able to make do with less sleep. However, you may also feel that everything becomes too much and feel suddenly overcommitted. If this happens, be prepared to just sit back and relax a little. The climax of full moon sometimes reveals things that are not working, and if any of your projects seem unsatisfactory, do not be afraid to abandon them. Your feelings will make themselves heard loud and clear. Even when things are going really well, full moon can bring some surprises. For instance, your weight may have been dropping on your diet, only for you to find that at the full moon it has gone up or stayed the same. Things can easily go a little crazy at full moon, but this will stabilize in a few days' time. You may feel the need for a treat of some kind at the moment, and if so, by all means, indulge yourself. It is better to do this than to attempt to repress your desires, for they are then likely to overtake you in some extreme way that you might regret. Cravings can be at their maximum, and moderation is especially hard to achieve during this phase. Remember, this does not mean that there is anything wrong with you or that you are weak-willed. You are simply tuned into the lunar vibe. Find ways of enjoying it if you can. The more beneficial treats you can give your body, the more you are likely to be content and able to steer clear of anything unhealthy. And then it's got a page of full moon things to do, and another page of full moon things to avoid. I think that is in reference to your health and things to do with staying healthy. Full moon exercise for inspiration is in this book. So this one would definitely be another one that I would suggest for you guys. Okay, that's all I have for that. I'm going to go over these recipes, and then that will be it for tonight's live. So the full moon oil recipe it's an essential oil blend. You will need 6 drops of gardenia essential oil, 4 drops of lotus essential oil, 2 drops of jasmine essential oil, and then you'll add to a base oil, and you can use any type of base oil. I personally prefer to use grapeseed oil or fractionated coconut oil. I use hemp seed, I use jojoba oil, sweet almond oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil. You can also use olive oil or vegetable oil if you can't get your hands on any of the other types of oils. But you'll want to do those drops and then use about 15 milliliters of carrier oil to dilute the essential oils with. So that is the full moon oil recipe. And this is one that you can use to anoint your altar. You can use it to anoint your person during a ritual, or you can drop it in your ritual bath if you do a ritual bath before. Sorry about the dogs. You can anoint your candles with them if you do any full moon rituals or any full moon spells, or in your baths. Now, full moon balm, you can put this on your pulse points. You'll want to use 6 drops of sandalwood essential oil, 3 drops of lemon essential oil, 2 drops of palmarosa essential oil, a 1/4 cup grated beeswax, a 1/4 cup vegetable oil. You'll melt the oil and the wax together, cool it slightly, then stir in the essential oils, and then you'll want to store it in an airtight container. I will take these recipes and add them to the guide for this month for my full moon live. Full moon incense. This is a loose mixture to burn on your charcoal discs in a fire safe container. Always remember fire safety. So for this one, you want 2 parts of sandalwood, 2 parts of frankincense resin, 1/4 part dried rose petals, a 1/2 part orris root, and 6 drops of sandalwood oil. Mix it all together with your mortar and pestle, grind it down, crush it down, and then store it inside in a jar. So you have it for, again, any of your rituals or spells that you do on the full moon. Add some sand to the bottom of a fire safe cauldron, and then put the charcoal disc on the sand. I like to light the charcoal disc and get the charcoal disc burning pretty good before I add on my herbs. Otherwise, it seems like the herbs burn before they actually had the charcoal disc actually has a chance to get lit and burn, so it will smoke and permeate. So that's how I do it. And then the final one I have for you guys is Moon Magic Bath Salts. For this one, you want to take 1 cup of sea salt, 8 drops of sandalwood essential oil, 8 drops of lotus essential oil. You'll want to mix it all together. I have a specific mortar and pestle that I use for bath salts and bath sachets. I put everything into my my mortar and pestle, and I always mix it in a clockwise fashion because I want to bring things to me. So I usually I always mix it in a clockwise fashion, and I say anywhere from 3 to 6 times the intention that I am putting into whatever it is that I am making in my mortar and pestle, with my mortar and pestle, to give it that extra oomph and put that intention in there. Mix together and store in an airtight container. Sprinkle a couple of tablespoons in the mixture of your bath, or you can just put them in, buy these smaller bath sachets instead of the real large ones, and you can put a few tablespoons inside of a bath sachet, and toss that in your bathtub with you, and you'll be good to go. Or if you don't have a bath, hang it from your the shower head, and it has the same effect of sitting inside of a bathtub full of water. So that is what I have for you ladies for tonight in regards to full moon magic. Like I said, there's a ton of literature out there and a bunch more information that I probably did not get to you guys in regards to full moon magic. So do some more research on it if you feel pulled to do so. Look into the book suggestions I had made. I'm sure there's 1,000,001 other full moon magic books out there as well. These are just some of the ones that I have acquired and wanted to pass on to you guys. So I'm going to give you a second. If nobody has any other questions, I am going to hop off of here, finish up my laundry, get ready for my work week. I only have about 2.5 weeks left of my spring semester of school, and then I have final exams, and then I'm off for the summer, and I will be going back in the fall. So I'm super excited to have the summer off so I can bust my butt working and make some money and get some things taken care of that need to get taken care of, like buying a full-sized pool for my backyard. You're welcome, Jody. I hope everyone has had a fantastic weekend and enjoyed the weather if it was nice where you lived. Even if you didn't enjoy the weather, I still hope you had a great weekend. Don't forget to pay attention to the things that's going on in Witches Owl Exchange. Letters, birthday card signups are up. Letters should be getting received and posted. Boxes should be going out. I did not sign up for that box, so I'm not exactly sure on the dates for those. And just make sure you guys are following the rules over there, getting in touch with any of the modmins if you have any questions or concerns over there. We will be doing another healing ritual here very soon. I'm going to check my calendar and get that arranged and set up, because I'm sure everybody could use a little bit of healing and spiritual goodness sent their way. So that will be coming up. And then I will talk to the ladies about some sort of group spell to do on the lunar eclipse next month, which I believe, nope, it falls after Mother's Day. Mother's Day is coming up here soon next month as well. So looking forward to all of that. All right, ladies, I'm going to hop off of here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Jody, your work week has already started, so I hope you enjoy the rest of your work week, and I will talk to you all soon. Blessed be.